Starting today, goods shipped to the U.S. under $800 will now be hit with a 35% tariff. The U.S. is eliminating the exemption, which was in place, allowing packages worth $800 or less to ship to the U.S. without duties. But now, full duties will be collected on all global packages entering the United States. Experts say some Canadian businesses are likely to lose U.S. customers because it's just going to be too expensive. Last year, almost 1.4 billion packages worth more than $64 billion entered America without being charged duties.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
So I have some not so great news because of the US tariffs. I just had to refund a bunch of US orders and temporarily close US shipping on our website. By the way, I'm Marianne, a Canadian small business owner, and last year, over 50% of our orders came from our US community. Here's the thing. These tariffs not only affect small businesses like mine, but also my customers too. Every package sent to the US goes through customs where tariffs are added. So this can mean higher costs and sometimes even delays. Sometimes customers have to pay for this tariff before their package is delivered. So for example, a $45 order can cost an extra 10 to 50% in tariffs, which is honestly a lot. And if I were to put myself in my customer's shoes, I wouldn't want to pay extra on something I already paid for. There are some cases though that I would have to pay for these tariffs myself on top of shipping, taxes, and other fees. And covering these costs for hundreds of US orders is honestly not sustainable. So for now, I've decided to pause US shipping while I try to navigate something I never thought I would have to deal with. So if you're a small business owner going through the same thing, you're definitely not alone.
So we got something in the mail, and I'm going to open it with you all. This is a tariff bill. I'm a little scared to open it, but let's see how much we owe. Oh my gosh. We owe $294. I don't even know if it costs that much. We ordered a piece of equipment or a part for my husband's dirt bike from Canada. They've already delivered it. And then now we got sent a bill because of the tariffs. Oh my gosh.
Put a finger down if you ordered 2 counter stools for your apartment from a company based in London, and each one was $535 plus tax. And now UPS will not deliver them to you unless you pay them $1,600, $1,610 to be exact. I'm telling you guys right now, do not buy not even a bobby pin unless you know where something is shipping from. And even if the seller tells you that customs and everything will be included in the price, do not take the risk. Do not believe it, because you may or may not get got by UPS. I truly don't know what to do at this point. Like, do I take the L? Do I pay the $1,600? This has been happening to me all year with like the most random stuff that I've ordered from overseas. I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't.
Trump tariffs are going to put millions of American small businesses out of business by the end of this year. So I have 2 small clothing brands and I manufacture in Mexico, and I just got my first tariff bill. Based on this tariff bill that I just got, in order to recuperate what I just paid to the government, God knows what they're going to do with that money, I will need to increase my product cost by $8. So that gives you just a small idea of how tariffs trickle down. If you were in the camp that believed foreign governments, foreign companies paid for tariffs, you're incredibly wrong. It's the importer that pays for the tariff, or they pay for the tariff up front to the business, the manufacturer, but then as a result, their product costs increase. So then what happens? If your product costs increase by $5, $6, $7, $8 due to tariffs, you're going to increase your product prices by $5, $6, $7, $8. So us, the end consumers here in the United States, are going to be paying way more. Small business owners like myself are going to be paying way more, and to try to recuperate as much as possible, we're going to have to increase our product costs. Maybe people are in an industry where they can't increase their product costs that much more, and they just can't afford to pay these tariffs, and as a result, they're going to have to close down their businesses. All the fees that you have to pay, all the different taxes that you have to pay, LLC fees, lawyer fees, accounting fees in America is just becoming so difficult for someone to pursue that American dream that so many people came to this country for.
All right, y'all, I have received my first bill from FedEx for tariffs. Luckily, I've only been bringing in samples. I got like my last big order in before all of the tariffs, and This was just a sock sample that I got from China. I got 2 samples. The total for this is only $7.08. It was 2 pairs of socks. I think that's what this is, because otherwise I haven't gotten any other samples recently that I can recall.
No, la policía, no.
Hello guys, and welcome to the Joy Report, where we get an outsider's view with an insider's clarity. Americans are now facing something they never expected: tariff bills showing up in their mailboxes. What was sold as a strategy to punish foreign countries and protect American jobs is now hitting regular people directly. The trade war is no longer an abstract policy debate. It has become a financial burden that families, farmers, truckers, and small businesses are being forced to carry. Before we proceed, all credit goes to the creators of these videos. Let me roll a few more clips and I'll come back with more commentary.
So I just got hit with my very first tariff. So let's talk about it. So as you guys know, I love Japanese eBay. I have been making quite a lot of purchases, and I literally made a video not too long ago about how so far I have not experienced any issues with like invoice or customs or tariffs. Well, I guess I spoke too soon because I just got hit with my first one. First off, a lot of my packages that I have been receiving from Japanese eBay have come through DHL. So I had assumed that if I did get a bill or a tariff, that it would be through DHL. That was wrong. So far, I did notice when I did get that one customs bill through DHL, they did send me a link to make the payment. This time around, it was different. So I received my order well over 2 weeks ago. Nothing came attached. I was not asked to sign for anything or pay for anything. And so I pretty much I didn't think that I had to pay anything. And now I check my mail and this is what shows up. It's pretty much mail from FedEx, and it has my name, the invoice date, and the invoice number. And it pretty much says like the customs information. It mentions the seller, it mentions me, it mentions the item that I purchased, which was a used wallet. And it's listed here as cowhide leather. And it mentions how much I'm supposed to pay. It also mentions how much I pay for the item. So I paid $139 for the item, but that was not including taxes and shipping. So with everything included, I believe it was about $176. I got my item, and then a few weeks later, I get this. So if you're wondering how much I have to pay in fees, it is $46.20, which honestly, I'm not very happy about it, and I'll tell you why. When I purchased my Chanel bag, I knew that it was over $800, which is the threshold, and so I expected to pay custom fees on that. And when I did get the customs bill, it was under $100, which made sense. I'm buying something for $1,000, and my customs fees is under $100. So it kind of stinks to purchase something for $139 and have to pay $46. I think my customs fees for the $1,000 item was $76, $78, somewhere around that. So to pay $46 for an item that costs $139, I have a lot of feelings about that.
Tariffs are supposed to be paid by foreign manufacturers. That is what politicians promise. But in reality, the costs are being passed down the line until they land in the hands of everyday people. Now families are dealing with surprise fees, higher prices, unexpected bills tied to the things they need to live and work. Farmers are being hit especially hard. Equipment, seeds, fertilizers that once fit within their already thin margins now come with extra costs. Some are receiving tariff notices for machinery they ordered months ago, and they're stuck paying hundreds or even thousands just to bring it across the border. For many, it's the differences between breaking even and falling deeper into debt. Small businesses are another casualty. Many local shops rely on imported goods to fill their shelves. The higher prices from tariffs mean either raising prices on their customers or eating the loss themselves. For mom and pop shops, there's no cushion. Every increase in cost pushes them closer to closing their doors. Some are already drowning in debt because they cannot compete with bigger retailers who can absorb more of the heat. And it's not just small business owners. Families across the country are paying more for everyday items: groceries, electronics, home goods, school supplies. Everything is more expensive. Even online shoppers are finding out that their deliveries are delayed until they pay surprise tariff fees. What was once a simple purchase has become a financial trap. These tariff bills are functioning like a hidden tax. Instead of foreign companies paying the price, American households are footing the bill. People are dipping into savings, maxing out credit cards, or falling behind on other payments just to keep up. And when leaders in Washington argue about trade policies, it's working people who are left to deal with the fallout. The damage doesn't stop at individual families. When households pay more for essentials, they cut back on everything else. That means less spending at local businesses, fewer restaurant visits, and less money circulating in communities. The ripple effect is devastating. Small businesses struggle even more. Jobs are put at risk, and the local economy slows down. Supporters of tariffs once claimed they were a necessary sacrifice to bring back manufacturing jobs. But the evidence doesn't support that promise. Families and workers now face the stress of never knowing when the next tariff hit will come. A bill in the mailbox, a higher receipt at the grocery store, a delayed delivery with surprise fees, it all creates financial uncertainty.
Let's break this down. If you order from a company that ships direct from China to you, you will get hit with a tariff. Actually, let me be more specific. It's not exactly a tariff like we're seeing all over. It's de minimis. So de minimis was the tax loophole that had been closed for a long period of time that allowed no import taxes to be, put on you, the consumer, on goods under $800. So now that has gone bye-bye, your Shein order, your ASOS, your whatever that you are buying direct from China to you, you are going to get it with that bill.
Small businesses are shutting down after decades of work, and families who are already stretched thin are being pushed into debt they cannot escape. The broader economy is also at risk. Rising costs means less consumer spending. Debt levels are climbing. Local businesses are closing. The more tariffs pile up, the more fragile the economy becomes. What was supposed to be protection has become punishment, and the people who were promised relief are the ones suffering the most. The trade war has not punished foreign competitors as much as it has punished Americans themselves. The promise of protecting jobs has turned into a reality where families and small businesses are forced to pay for political decisions they had no control over. The question now is simple. How much longer can Americans bear this? How many more families will go broke before leaders admit this approach isn't working? And who is truly benefiting from these policies when regular people are the ones paying the bills? Tariffs were sold as a way to strengthen the economy, but they have become a tax on working people. American families are carrying a burden they should never have been asked to carry. If this continues, the damage will not only hit households, it will drag down the entire economy. Americans deserve better than surprise bills, higher costs, and broken promises. They deserve policies that actually protect them, not ones that leave them paying the price for a trade war that has failed to deliver on its promises. So what do you all think? Should working families and small businesses be forced to pay for tariffs they never agreed to? Or is it time to admit that this trade war has caused more harm than good? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I would love to keep this discussion going. Otherwise, that's it from me. I also have another video specifically tailored for you, and if you enjoy such kind of content, please click up here and enjoy. Also, consider subscribing, liking and sharing because it helps me grow my channel and helps YouTube recommend this video to a wider audience. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, the Joy Report out.